Here's a quick Photoshop tutorial. So I wanted to use this quote, but I just wanted to use the top 3 lines of it. So I've opened the digital version. I always buy the digital version as well as the physical. So I've opened the digital version and I'm going to go over here and click on the padlock to unlock the layers. And then I'm going to go across to my palette here and click on the magic wand tool and click on the lettering, and that brings up the marching ants. So now I've got those, I can go to layer, new, layer via copy, and that's put the quote on its own layer. So if I hide the bottom layer, you'll see I've now got the letters on here. So I really just want the top 3 lines of that. So I'm going to go and get my magic wand tool down here with the quick selection, and I'm just going to select the top 3 lines of the quote that I would like to keep. So September, you are the doorway to the season that awakens my soul. Dot, dot, dot. So that's all that I want to do. I know I've got a bit extra there, but I'm not worried about that at the moment. So now I'm going to make that on a new layer. Layer, new, layer via copy. So if I now look at that layer over there and hide the one underneath, I've now got the top 3 lines that I want to keep. But because the my and the that have joined together, we've got the whole thing. So I'm just going to get my eraser tool and I'm just going to take that away like that. So I'm taking away the bit of the word underneath where they've joined together. So I'm happy with that. There's my quote. Now, what I want to do next is I wanted to put this quote onto my photograph. So I've got my photograph open in my photo bin down here, which is here. So this is my photo of a Conker tree, horse chestnut tree. And so I want to put this quote across the bottom here. So if I go to my select tool, check the photo bin is open and drag that onto there, I've got it actually on top of the photograph now. But I can see already that the quote is not standing out very well. So I'll go on to the quote bit first and I'll just make it a bit bigger and move it down to where I want it, about there. And the colour is still blending in a bit too much. I'll click accept. Still blending in with what's underneath. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a box underneath it to help it stand out a bit more. So to do that, I want to get some of this green colour. So I'm going to get my colour picker tool and select the green colour. And that puts it into that little colour palette there. And then I'm going to go to my shape tool and make sure I've got the rectangle selected. And then I'm going to draw a rectangle that's just the size of the quote. And there it is. Now at the moment the rectangle's on top of the quote. So if I get hold of it here and keep my finger down and drag it down, the quote jumps up above the square, the rectangle. So now you can see it's visible on the top. But that's maybe a little bit dark, that green. So whilst I've got the green selected here, I can go into the opacity tool here and I can dial down the opacity and you can make it a bit more see-through. So you can choose by dialing that up and down how much of a green background you've got. And I think I'm quite happy with that there at about 60%. So that's my photo done and printed it off, and that's what I'm going to use in my project. Hope that helps.